welcome to today's tutorial where we'll be learning the theory of graphic design. For our topic today, as you can see on the screen, we have graphic design made easy, beginner's guide to creating stunning visuals. So we'll be learning the basic of design, colors, fonts, and layouts in simple steps. So now, what is graphic design? In a beginner way of understanding what graphic design is, you say is the art of creating visuals that communicate ideas clearly. When you just create something that is visually appealing and it can pass an information, a graphic design must be able to pass an information. It must be able to communicate an idea very clear. Now let's look at this flyer that we have at the side here. You can see the heading, you can see the location, you can see the date, and you can also see the invitation. Join us to evangelize. Now that's an invitation, so you can see that everything here is clear. You can see the date and then the location. So that is what graphic design is all about. You have to communicate an idea very clear. It should not be like something that somebody will see and read. After reading, the person will still be having like so many questions to ask. The person will not be asking, where is the date now? Where is the location now? It shouldn't be something like that. So now here are more examples of designs that we have. You can see the YouTube faceless channel. You can see free training. You can see all the things contained in the flyer very clear. That is what graphic design is all about. And then why graphic design matters. Number one, it helps your message stand out. Many people feel bored reading a plain text, but then once you visualize it in a form of this kind, it helps you to communicate your message very well. It helps you to stand out from others. It also makes content look professional. You can just imagine somebody inviting you for a wedding and then just writing everything in a note, in a short note, and then just send it. And then somebody who does wedding card and sends to you. Both of them, you will see that one of them, the one who sends wedding card, will look more professional than the other one who just sent you a text. It also builds your brand and personal style. Now, graphic design shows colors and then also fonts and styles. Now, through those colors, people will be able to remember that yes, this is your brand color, this is your personal style. But when once you keep sending an information, maybe just in a text, if peradventure some other time you now decide to just all of a sudden to get a logo for yourself, you see that people will not recognize you at once. They will not recognize that it is you easily, because it is just like you have been using text and all of a sudden you are now using a logo. So graphic design also helps you build your brand and personal style. It makes design easy to understand. Now let's look at these two designs. The one on the left is a messy design, while the one on the right is a clean design. If you look at the one on the left, which is the messy design, you will see that although it is containing the same information that is contained in the clean design, but they are scattered. So with this messy design, you can hardly pass an information. You can hardly communicate an idea with this messy design. But when you now look over to the clean design, you'll be able to find the contacts and then the services that they offer. You can be able to see everything. It is visually appealing. That is the difference between a messy design and a clean design. Then for you to achieve a clean design of this kind, there are things that must be put in place, which are what we'll be discussing in the subsequent slides. Things like your elements and also some principles you have to put in place. Now, when you look at your elements, the key elements of graphic design, that's your building blocks, the building blocks of any design. Now, the key element is number one, line. Your line helps you to guide your eye so that you can align your elements in your design. Now you also have your shapes, your circles, squares, and triangles. You know your shapes, right? And then you have your colors. Your color communicates mood because each color has its own meaning. It attracts attention. Then you also have your space, empty areas that create balance. Just imagine you have a design where all the space in the design has been filled with elements. There will be no balance in that design. Also, you have your typography, which is the number 5. Typography, which talks about the fonts, the size, and the spacing of your fonts. Also, you have your images and icons, which are pictures that tell your stories in your design. You cannot be designing for a clothing store and then you are adding a clipper. Meanwhile, what you sell is clothes and you are adding clipper. That is where images and icons come into play. You cannot be putting a picture that is abstract to the information you are trying to pass. Remember, graphic design is all about communicating an idea very clearly. So you cannot be saying another thing in the text contained in the design and then your images are saying a different thing. We also have principles of a good design. These are rules to make your design look professional. Number 1 is balance. Evenly distributed elements. Your elements must be balanced in your design. You also have your contrast, differences in color and size and shape. We'll be discussing about colors very soon. Just in this video, we'll be talking about colors also. You also have your alignment. Your design should be aligned. If all of them are to move to the elements in the left hand side, they should be in alignment with each other. The elements in the left hand side, they should be in alignment with each other. The ones in the middle should be in alignment with each other. Elements line up neatly. That is what alignment is all about. Hierarchy highlight what's most important. Let's take a look at this design we looked at before. Now let's take a look at this design. You see that some of the elements here, like the text, "Join us this Sunday," is very bold. It shows that when you are to arrange them in terms of hierarchy, they "Join us this Sunday," it is more important than the other one because it is passing the main message. That is where hierarchy comes to play. Hierarchy is in terms of, terms of priority, the most important. That is how you arrange your hierarchy, because that is where the attention of the person seeing the design will go first. Also, we have the repetition and consistency. Keep design uniform. Not you take only one element and you spread it all around the design. No, that's not how you do it. You make sure that your design is in uniform. Also, proximity. Group related items together. Not you write "within on," you will not be writing your phone number under within. Our services are, you will not be writing your email. No, there should be a closely related items should come together. That is what the principles of good design. All of these make up a good design. And then let's go into colors. Colors made simple. We have primary colors, which includes red, blue, and yellow. We have the secondary colors, which includes green, orange, and purple. We also have the complementary colors, which are colors that are opposites to each other, opposite that look good together. Now let's remember the tip for graphic design. You don't use more than, I even recommend 2 colors. Stick to 2 to 3 main colors per design. Don't use, if you want to add too many colors, you just be 3. Do not use more than 3 colors in one design. Now let's take a look at this color wheel. Now here are our primary colors and our secondary colors. You can see blue, yellow, and red. They are our primary colors, and you have your green, orange, and violet as our secondary colors. Mix primary colors to get secondary colors. And now you also have our complementary colors. You can see the arrows, the colors opposite to each other. They are complementary colors. Now complementary colors helps to improve contrast. They helps to make text stand to look very clear and neat. When you have a Okay, let's take one of these complementary colors, red and green. Red and green, they are complementary colors. So if you are using red background and you are using a green text, it is going to make the green text stand out. That is what complementary colors are all about. Remember, stick to 2 to 3 main colors per design. Don't use more than 3 colors in one design. Now let's go into fonts and typography. Font types, we have serif, we have sans serif, and we have script. We have other font types. We also have our font size, which is the big for headings and smaller for details. Just like when we discussed about hierarchy, you use your headlines, your headings for the main information of the design. Use your heading for it. While other details like your phone number, the services, your contact, and other details like the dates, the venue, time should use smaller fonts. Also, make sure that whatever fonts you are using, whatever font size you are using, make sure it is simple, make sure it is readable. Also, the tip is that do not use more than 2 fonts per design. Use only 1 to 2 fonts per design. Don't use more than 2 fonts per design. Let's take a look at these 2 flyers. Now the one at the left, which has church service, you can see that is the heading. So they use that font style. They use that font style for the heading, and then you can see the other details with smaller styles. You just imagine that this design have all of the details contained in it with this heading style. All of them are big. You will see that you that is even looking at the design, you will not even find it visually appealing for yourself. Same as this other design, you see outreach, very bold, because that was the main information of the design. While other informations are using smaller style, smaller text, smaller sizes. So common mistakes that beginners make, common beginner mistakes. Number 1 is that they use too many fonts or colors. Remember, don't use more than 2 fonts. Use only 1 or 2 fonts in a design. Also, don't use more than 3. Use only 2 to 3 colors in a design. Also, number 2 mistakes that beginners make are crowded designs, no space, no balance. They crowd all their design. They want to put so many elements in one particular design. Just keep it simple. Now, the number 3 mistake is low contrast, hard to read text. That is also one common mistake, which I also made. Don't reduce your text so small that it will be difficult to read. Also, what will make your text not to be readable at times is the color combination. When you have a light color, the text when you have a light color as a background, the text should no longer be light. The text now should be more dark. You don't use light colors in light background. You use dark colors in light background. Use light colors for text in a dark background. Also, ignoring hierarchy. Make sure that in your design there should be a sense of priority in the elements in the text contained in the design. Keep your design simple and clear. Let's just run a quick summary of the tutorial. We talked about graphic design, which is communicating ideas visually and clearly. The key elements of design, of graphic design: line, shape, color, space, typography, and images. We talked about the meaning of all that already. I also talked about the key principles, which we talked about: balance, contrast, making it clear, alignment, hierarchy, repetition, and proximity. Beginner tip: keep design simple, consistent, and easy to read. Don't forget this tip. Keep design simple, consistent, and easy to read. What's next? Now that you know the basics, it's time to create your first design in Canva. Remember, we'll be using Canva in the course of this training. So open your Canva and follow along in our next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.